The Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. Chapter 26. The Land of Presents. Next day, all the 4 children woke up feeling very excited. It was so lovely when a really nice land was at the top of the faraway tree. They'd been to the land of birthdays before, and the land of take what you want, and, the land of goodies had been nice, and the land of do as you please. The land of presents sounded just as exciting.
I wonder who gives the presents, and if you can choose them, said Franny. I'd like a necklace of blue beads.
Oh, and I'd like an enormous box of chocolates, said Rick. Yes, of course you would, said Joe. Anything to eat and you're happy. Well, I'd like a toy aeroplane that would fly from my hands and come straight back to them.
I shall bring something home for Mother, said Beth. She wants a new purse, and, I think she deserves it. When can we start, Joe? I'm all ready.
They set off at about 11 o'clock in the morning when they'd done all of their work. They were very excited. It was so lovely to think that Silky, Moonface and Saucepan were all safe again and coming along to enjoy the land of presents with them. Perhaps What's-His-Name and the Angry Pixie would come too. Well, everyone in the faraway tree had heard that the land of presents was at the top of the tree that day, and dear me, what a lot of people were steadily climbing up that morning. Brownies from the wood below, and pixies and elves, even rabbits from their holes. The Angry Pixie's house was empty. He'd gone already, and the owl had gone too, for he was not asleep in his little house as usual. Dame Washalot was gone, and no water came pouring down from the tree as the children climbed.
What a crowd there's going to be up there, said Joe happily.
Oh, I hope we're not too late. I hope there's still some lovely presents left for us. Oh, goodness, what if there isn't? Let's hurry, said Rick in alarm. He didn't want to lose the big box of chocolates that he wanted. Moonface, Silky and Saucepan were waiting most impatiently for them.
Hurry, hurry, cried Silky. The land of presents goes in an hour. It never stays long. Quick, quick.
Up the ladder they all went, talking and laughing in excitement, and my goodness me, what a wonderful land it was! There were Christmas trees hung with presents of all kinds. There were lucky dips full of exciting parcels. You had to dip your hand in for those. And there were tables spread with the loveliest things. And the chattering and the giggling that went on as people chose their presents and went off with them. Rick marched up to the Christmas tree because he saw hanging on it a most wonderful box of chocolates. A goblin was in charge of the tree and he smiled at Rick. I want that box of chocolates, said Rick.
Who's it for?
Asked the goblin, getting out the scissors to cut down the box. For myself. The goblin put away the scissors and shook his head gravely.
This is the land of presents, he said, not the land of take what you want. You can only get things here to give to other people. I'm sorry. This isn't a selfish land at all.
Oh, Rick looked very gloomy. He moved away. How stupid. He couldn't get anything for himself then. Oh, and he'd so much wanted the chocolates. He saw a lovely blue necklace hanging on another tree and he thought of Franny. She had badly wanted a necklace of blue beads to go with her best blue dress. He went up to the goblin in charge. May I have that blue necklace to give to Franny, please? He asked.
Where is she?
Asked the goblin, getting out his scissors.
Call her.
Franny, come here, cried Rick. I've got something to give you. Franny came running up. The goblin handed Rick the blue necklace and he gave it to Franny.
Oh, put it around my neck for me and do up the clasp, she said. Oh, Rick, do it now. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, it's lovely.
Now, what present would you like me to get for you?
Oh, Franny,
yes, I'd like that big box of chocolates, said Rick, beaming all over his face. Would you like to get it for me? Franny at once asked the goblin that was standing by that tree and gave it to Rick. He undid the box and offered it to Franny. Have a chocolate, he said. Well, as the children knew how to set about getting the presents, they had a most wonderful time. All except dear old Saucepan, who would keep on getting the wrong presents for everyone because he kept hearing all the wrong things. "Would you like a present?" he asked Beth. "Oh, Saucepan, I'd really like a frock," said Beth. Frock is another word for dress. Well, Saucepan thought she said clock, and off he went to find the biggest one in the land. He managed to get one at last and put it in his back. It was a grandfather clock and was so large that it bent him in two with its weight as he pulled it with it balanced on his back. Everyone stared in surprise as Saucepan came up with it. "Here you are, Beth dear. Oh, here's your clock," said Saucepan, beaming at her. "Saucepan, I said frock, not clock," said Beth, trying not to laugh. "A frock, like a dress." Oh, poor Saucepan. He simply didn't know what to do with the clock after that, and in the end he left it in a field, striking all by itself very solemnly. Dum, dum, dum. Then he asked Dame Washalot what she would like for a present. "Oh, well, I do need a new iron," said the old dame. "I'll get you one," said the Saucepan. But he'd heard quite wrong and thought Dame Washalot said lion, though if he'd stopped to think for one moment, he would have known that she would not want a lion or a tiger or an elephant either. Well, it was very difficult to find a lion in the land of presents, but as the rule was that there was whatever anyone would want as a present, the goblins managed to produce one somehow. He got a collar and a lead for it and took it back to Dame Washalot and the others, and they all stared at him in amazement. "What has Saucepan got a lion for?" asked Joe of the others out of the side of his mouth. "Oh, Dame Washalot, here's the lion you wanted," said Saucepan, beaming, and he put the lead in Dame Washalot's hand. She dropped it at once and backed away. "Oh, Saucepan, don't you dare play that kind of joke on me. You know I'm scared of lions." "Then why would you ask me to get you a lion?" asked Saucepan in astonishment. "I said iron, not lion," said Dame Washalot quite snappily. "Well, then why wouldn't you like to put it in your wash tub and wash it clean? A lion would be quite nice in a wash tub." But nothing would make Dame Washalot take the lion, so in the end Saucepan had to take it into the field where the clock was and let it loose. "Perhaps it'll eat the grass and be happy," said Saucepan. "Oh, Saucepan, lions don't eat grass," said Joe with a laugh. "Now tell me, what do you want for a present?" "Oh, I'd like some more kettles and saucepans," said the old Saucepan at once. So Joe went to the lucky dip and said what he wanted. He put his hand in and drew out 4 large knobbly parcels, 2 shining kettles and 2 fine saucepans. The Saucepan was very, very pleased indeed. He put on one of the new saucepans for a hat. Well, it was fun in the land of presents. Everyone went round getting something for the others. Rick got a toy sweet shop for Beth and she was delighted. She got a fine aeroplane for Joe that flew from his hand and cleverly came back to it each time it flew. Joe got a new hat for What's-His-Name with a yellow feather in it, and What's-His-Name got a pair of silver shoes for Silky, and she put them on at once. "Are we allowed to take anything home for our mother and father?" Joe asked Moonface. "Oh, of course, so long as you say it's for them and no one else," said Moonface. So Joe went to where the Christmas tree was hung with presents and got a beautiful box of hankies for his father, and Beth got a new large purse for her mother. Suddenly Joe looked at his watch. "Oh, it's almost 12, he said. "The land of presents is going to be moving off in a minute, isn't it? Because we got here at 11 and it's only here for an hour. So 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, well, that's an hour. We better go. Anyway, we really can't carry anything anymore because, well, it's all getting quite heavy. Goodness, what a lovely lot of things we've all got." So they all left the lovely land of presents and went down the ladder to the Faraway Tree. They said goodbye to Moonface and the others and sat carefully down on cushions, their presents on their knees so that they wouldn't break, and one by one said goodbye before they shot off down the slippery slip and out of the trapdoor. They heard a curious roar as they landed on the moss outside the tree, and Joe looked up into the branches. "Do you know, I believe that funny old lion followed us down the ladder," he said. "Oh, whatever will Dame Washalot do with that? Oh no, what if he won't leave her? Well, I guess she'll just wash him every day in her wash tub." "Well, he'll wish he hadn't left the land of presents in that case," said Beth with a little giggle. "Come on, let's go home to Mother. Oh, what a lovely adventure. But it won't be the last." And it won't, because the faraway tree is still there. But we must leave them now to have their adventures by themselves, for there's no more time to tell you any more. There they all go from the enchanted wood, carrying their lovely presents. What a lucky lot of children they are, to be sure. The end. And that is the end of the magic faraway tree. So one last question. If you were going to go into the land of presents, what presents would you choose and who would you give them to? I'm going to leave you with that now. There is another story that may follow us in some time, the folk of the faraway tree. But for now, goodbye from the magic faraway tree. Bye-bye.